Hello everyone. Today we'll be studying strengthening and weakening the argument. So first let's see what is strengthening the argument. So this means that those statements that supports the conclusion. Okay, and weakening over here means those statements that are not related to the conclusion, or you can say those statements that are counter attack to the conclusion. Counter attack to conclusion. So over here counter attack means those statements that are opposite to the conclusion. So how to see strengthening the argument statement. So you can see those statements that add additional fact to the statement. Additional fact to support the statement. Okay, and another is conclusion, and the statement should be valid according to the conclusion. Understand these 2 points again. So you can see strengthening over here means that those statements that add some fact to the statements according to the conclusion, so that statement will be correct. Or you can say those statements that are valid according to the conclusion, so you can see that those statements are correct. Now let's see that how you can identify if the statement is correct. So you can see that X over here is conclusion, and you can see Y over here is statement that is correct. So you can see if in Y there is some additional fact and that is valid according to the conclusion, so that statement will be correct. And if all other statements that are given in the question does not affect, or you can say is not related to the conclusion, so in that case you can say that all other statements are incorrect and this Y statement is correct. Let's write it. So you can say show that a potential alternate cause is not actually the cause. There is one more trick how you can identify the statement is correct. So you can see if in the statement there are some different topics given but that is related to the conclusion, so you can see that that statement is correct. Write it as with different topics in the evidence and conclusion show that the topic in the evidence is related to the topic in the conclusion. So now let's see how you can identify the statement. Okay, so first you have to find the conclusion. Then you have to find the relevant option. Then you can see extra information. And you have to see main conclusion more convincing. So let me explain you. Okay, so after you have read the passage, first try to identify the conclusion in the passage. Okay, then go to the statement, or you can say go to the options that have been given. Okay, so then you can justify, or you can see that option that are relevant according to the conclusion. Okay, then see the extra information that have been provided in the statement. Then you have to see that the extra information that is given are those information related to the conclusion or not. Okay, then you can identify how you have to see strengthening statement. Let's see what type of questions you will get in which you have to find that. Okay, so you can see which of the following statement strongly supports the argument. And second question you can get like this: which of the following statement strengthens the argument? Now let's see how you have to find weakening statement. Okay, so first point is additional fact to counter attack, and second is comparison in this by showing that they are not equal. So you can see that weakening over here means that in the statement there have been given some additional fact and that is not related to the conclusion. Or you can say if there is some comparison statement, so you have to show that those comparison statements are not equal. You can say the statement is not equal to the conclusion part of the passage. So now let's see in this. Okay, so you can see over here X is the conclusion part and Y is the statement part. So in this you have to show that the statement is not related to the conclusion and there could be some another cause that is related to the passage. So you can write it as show that there could be an alternative cause. You can say Z caused Y. Now let's see another trick how you can find weakening statement. So you can see that's based on a sample show that the sample is not big enough or relevant enough. So you can see that those statements that are not relevant to the passage, or you can say that are not big enough to show that the conclusion and the statement is related to each other, that statement will be the correct statement for weakening the statement. How to identify the statement? Okay, so first you have to find the conclusion, then you have to find relevant option, then you have to go for extra information, then you have to create a shadow answer. So now let's understand. Okay, so first you have to read the passage, you have to find the conclusion of the passage, then you have to go to the options, and then in that you have to find the relevant option. Then let's check the extra information that is given in the option. Then you have to see option that is not related to the passage, or you can see that is going opposite to the passage, or you can say that is going opposite to the conclusion. That statement will be the correct statement. See which type of questions you will get. Okay, so you can see the statement that undermines the argument. Second is the statement that is the strongest counter to the argument. Next is the statement that caused the most doubt. Next is the statement that is serious doubt on the conclusion. Hope so the video was helpful. Thank you so much.